Okay, welcome back to the channel. Looking at copper stocks today. So if you come up here for this Veritas, you type in hot chili Veritas, it give you this thing here, and then you got the this is basically the best price per ton in the ground of metal for each company. So the lower it is, that means you're paying $24 per ton of copper in the ground. So I'm investing in hot chili, quite low. Or you got this company, Los Andes copper, and you're paying $15 per ton in the ground. And then you got all these ones you're paying a bit more for reasons I'm not sure. They have higher grade maybe. So we come to enterprise. So what is enterprise value? Enterprise value per ton. It's quite simple. You take the market cap. The company has no debt but 20 million cash. You buy the whole company for 100 million, but you're getting 20 million in cash that they have. So really the enterprise value is only 80 million, since you're buying the company for effectively 80 million in cash. So the market cap's 100, company has 10 million in debt. That means you're buying the company for 100, then you have to buy the 10 million debt as well, so that's 111 million. So this here takes into account the cash they have and the debt they have. Okay, so that makes it simple. So now we'll look into Los Andes copper. You can look at the other ones here. Thing to look at is also this bubble means how much copper they have. So this one's got a lot of copper, and these don't have as much. So you need a fair amount of copper to make it worthwhile, because you're gonna have to spend $1 billion to $2 billion on infrastructure to start mining. These guys, hot chili, with more drilling, they'll probably get their bubble big enough to make sense. See, these bubbles here probably all make sense. This one makes sense, and I think this will come into production soon. So that's about 3 million. These guys are about 5 million and growing. So hot chili, I think, should get to 5 million in copper soon. And the more copper they get, the more of a no-brainer it is to build the plant to get that copper out of the ground. So these guys might be a bit small. You don't want to spend a couple billion or whatever for that little bit of copper. It's like digging up a whole lot of stuff to get a marble out of the ground. It needs to make sense to buy an excavator to do it quicker. That's just a brief analogy. So anyway, we'll get Los Andes copper, which I believe makes sense now. To buy it, it's 180 million market cap, but they are growing. So they're currently at, and also MPV, so going $3.50 a pound of copper. After tax MPV is 2.7 billion. If you don't know what MPV is, it's basically you build the mine, everything go with it, get the stuff out of the ground, pay all your costs, and at the end you're left with $2.7 billion. But you've also accounted for, if you just put the money, instead of investing in the mine, just put it in the bank and got 8%, this means this is $2.7 billion better than putting that money in the bank. So if this percentage is lower, that means this will be higher, because that's how much better it is than putting your money in a bank at 5%. That's just a quick example. If that still doesn't make sense, just watch a video of MPV. It's basically getting the profit each year, taking 8% off it for the next year, until the end of the life of the mine, and that's what you're left with. So these guys, 2.7 billion, and then if the copper price goes down a bit, which it should probably actually stay up due to the increased demand and the supply deficit, 1.8 billion. So this could even rise even further, because they're actually doing more drilling at the moment. So I believe this is the best, as I said, enterprise value to ton of copper in the ground. These guys are the best. Why they're so low, I'm not quite sure. Maybe because it's in Chile. Maybe there's stuff to go on there. So exciting year ahead is it continues to de-risk huge copper project in Chile. So they had to get all the environmental stuff, permits in the way before they can start drilling again this year to expand the resource and de-risk the mine further. So obviously there's more copper there. It's more of a no-brainer to drill this stuff out. So you can read through this yourself. Proactive, Los Andes eyeing exciting year ahead as it continues to de-risk huge copper project in Chile. This one is also says more on the MPV, which I just saw before. So compare this MPV to other stuff around and divide it by the market cap or enterprise value, which is generally around the market cap for these companies, and you'll see they're quite good, and they do have the upside with more drilling underway. So more drilling on the way will expand the MPV even further. And if you look, what will also be good for the MPV is the cost to set up the mine. It's already pretty close. That's 30 kilometers here. So it's pretty close to things. So if you have to build a power line to the site, truck the ore away, that's all it costs, and it's good location. And if you didn't know, what happened in Chile is the two tectonic plates came together, made volcanoes erupt under the surface, etc., and brought up hot lava, carrying copper and the other stuff that goes with it. And these guys, yeah, it looks like a pretty good deal. If this is any reason you should not invest in this company, or you think the risks are, please let me know in the comments below. So that obviously we'll probably keep drilling, de-risk the mine more, and then someone big like BHP or Rio Tinto will come and buy them out because they got the money behind them, and then build the mine out and take the money home. So who knows, it might, upon getting bought out, might double the share price, and yeah, so they'll buy it out. So they buy them out for 400 million. They spend the extra 2 billion to build the plant, and then that company, BHP, will be left with the 2.7 billion if the copper price stays good. Could be more. So that's above getting 8%. So if that was zero, this number would be huge. So obviously each year they're going to have cash flow coming from this, which they can reinvest into other places or give back to you, the investor. So obviously BHP or Rio Tinto buy this out. That's why they have dividends. This company will most likely get bought out, and that will be it. Or maybe they joint venture, I'm not sure, but most likely this company will keep drilling. Big player will come along and buy them up. So if you didn't know, copper is going to be in big demand in coming years. Copper supply versus demand. So obviously all the wind turbines need copper. House wiring needs copper. Teslas need a lot of copper in the motor. And there hasn't been much supply coming on. So this price didn't tell me much, but think for yourself about supply and demand of copper. If there's going to be EVs that use 6 times more copper than a normal car, and of course they're going to be better, because who wants a crappy, high maintenance diesel car, or would you rather nice electric, clean energy, fast accelerating Tesla? So it's going to take a while for these cars to come on, but bit by bit, people will buy a new car, people will get the hand-me-downs, the other cars will go to the graveyard, so copper will be up there, and Los Andes seems in a good position to supply the copper. So it is quite risky. Your money could sit there for a while, maybe it doesn't get bought out, but this seems more likely than anything else to get bought out and made into an actual mine. So how much money will you make upon them getting bought out? Not really sure, but probably more than they're worth now. So I'll leave it at that. You can do your own research. Don't believe anything I say because it's probably wrong. And yeah, so these ones, and Hot Chili and LA on the TSX seem the best bets. I'm not sure about these ones. I think they're already in production. This should tell me up here. Ownership, stage of development, PEA, exploration expansion, and Vehitas, the PEA, pre-economical assessment. So this one also in feasibility, but people want to pay more for something in Canada. It's got gold with it. GT Gold Corp. So you're paying double the price, maybe because it's in Canada. What else can I say? Solaris. Not much ore. Decent grade. It's in Mexico, so quite expensive per ton. Anything else stand out to me? 85, 40, 26. hardly any copper. Pretty crappy grade for Serengeti resources. Solaris, quite expensive per ton. So yeah, these ones are the ones that stand out. Los Andes copper and Hot Chili. Hot Chili's got the gold with it. Los Andes, CU. Dun, dun, dun. Don't seem to have much gold with theirs. So the gold adds a bit of value too. So these ones, again, the ones that stand out, Hot Chili Limited and Los Andes copper, most likely to get put into production once they drill it out and it's affirmed. And people like BHP decide, oh, we want to buy these out and further expand in copper. So, like and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated. I'm always looking for the 5x stock, but seems they are hard to find at the moment. But I'll let you know, another stock is FPX Nickel Corp. They're a green miner of nickel. They have a huge resource, a good PEA, which is set to double soon. I'll put a link in the video down below for FPX Nickel, because they're another good one to invest in for the EV revolution. Amen.